for a little book that sure does come in a big box. Today, we've got the Little Book Chapter 8, A Path Not Taken. Welcome back to another episode of Neat Bourbon. My name's Tanner, and today we've got one of the most exciting releases of the year. We've got the Little Book Chapter 8. The Little Book line is Freddie No's experimental annual limited release, where he tries to come up with some sort of different blend of bourbons, or ryes in this case, that have been done or maybe haven't been done, or some unique finish. But for the most part, the Little Books are typically very unique offerings. And this is the 8th installment, which is their first rye, technically a whiskey. But the majority of the whiskeys in this bottle are a rye. So the reason why that makes it so exciting is, one, there was a Booker's Rye in like 2016 that was like one of the most legendary ryes, and is still talked about to this day as one of the best ryes ever invented. So this Little Book is going to be the closest thing, or at least the most recent offering that could potentially resemble that legendary Booker's Rye from 2016. Anyways, so the whiskeys that make up this bottle, there are a bunch of them. First off, you have an 18-year high rye whiskey, an 11-year Kentucky straight whiskey, 7-year Kentucky straight rye malt whiskey, and then you have 3 different 5-year whiskeys that all have varying char levels, and you have a 4-year Kentucky straight rye whiskey as well. Clearly, this bottle has a myriad of different age statements coming to this bottle. We do not know the percentages of that. That is going to be one gripe that everyone in the whiskey community is going to have against this bottle. But again, this is a $150 limited release. Is the juice inside this bottle really good? I don't know yet, but we're going to figure that one out very shortly. This bottle is clocking in at 118.2 proof. The 2023 release of the Little Book, I was very impressed with this bottle. This one also had a very similar makeup of a bunch of random age statements on it. The 2023 release was a combination of different whiskeys from all of the previous 6 releases. So that I thought was a fantastic release. I know reviews were mixed, but I still really liked, the batch 7. So this batch 8 have got high hopes. I am a rye fan, so hopefully this one, really brings it home. Anyways, another great higher age statement. You do have the Old Overholt 10-year rye. This might be a great comparison for this bottle. I think this one's coming in at 120 proof. 10 years old, off to the nose. Wow. Man, that is like a ginger bright, very rye forward there on the nose. A little bit like more spearminty, bright characteristics there. But it is also very sweet, like a candied ginger there. But like those herbal characteristics, you're picking up a little bit more like the rye spice, like a rosemary-esque there. But like overall, this is a very rye forward nose. I have had to let this glass sit out for about like 15 minutes now. So, but yeah, there's no youthful characteristics there at all. I think you can get like a little bit of like that charriness that you were getting in like 3 of the blends that were in this bottle. Anyways, all matters how it tastes. Off to the palate. Cheers. Man, this is good. Like, I like this. Like, right off the bat, like, granted, this is a rye forward. So, like, those minty herbal characteristics, that, like, candied ginger, all of those greener, like, rosemary, like the white pepper spice, all of that transferred over to the palate. And it is a very robust palate there. And it, like, you're getting a lot of like cinnamon, like brown sugared, like accents there in the middle, which I really thoroughly dig. Man, God, like that palate is just so robust there, and like that charredness that you're getting from those different chars. There were 2 level 4s and like a level 1 char. So that charriness is like really shining through on the finish there. That's where the oak is really starting to show itself. And it's not showing itself in like that like sweet ultra aged oak. It's more of like that charred oak. So like it's not necessarily shining to like, like those 15, 17, 18-year-old bourbons where you get more of those like mature, nuanced, sweet oak profile. Like this is definitely, you're getting more of that oak charness that like, and I think it like complements how bright and sweet the front of the palate and mid of this is. You start getting those like heavier char profiles there on the finish. I dig it. It's like it's a Scotch bitter, but like that bitterness plays so well with how like bright, herbal, and sweet the front of the palate is. Like I dig it. That's just bright, straight up front. So much rye, that like apricot-y peach, that like orangey, fleshy, fruit profile is so strong there on the mid palate. So final thoughts on this, guys. I thoroughly dig this bottle. I think if you're a rye drinker, I think that this bottle is going to be an absolute home run for you. You get so much of that rye forward profile, like straight up front with your rosemary mint, that like candied ginger. That candied ginger moves over into like that like orangey, like peach apricot fruity profile in the middle, and then on the end you start getting more of that like charried, that charred oak profile there on the finish, which like I thoroughly dig. I think the super sweet with like that charry, slightly bitter there with that oak there on the end, I think just like plays so nicely together. You're picking up a little bit of like that peppery spice with all that cinnamon in the mid palate. Like I think this is a very complex rye, and I think it really delivers. There is no youthful characteristics there. And if you're a rye drinker, I think that this is going to be, a home run for you. I'm thoroughly stoked to have this on my bar for $150. I would say I might back this one up, but I mean, rye's just sit on my shelf for, longer than, other bourbons. Although I do like ryes, not as many people drink them, which is why I do think that this bottle is going to be much more attainable around that MSRP price, because ryes tend to get passed up more than bourbons. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you have, would you please consider giving me a like? Would you please consider subscribing? And as always, my name's Tanner. This is Neat Bourbon. And pop the bottles and share the pours, and we'll see you in the next one.